Namaste, I'm Archana Pammi. Welcome back to my channel. This is the how-to for the animal inspired series, and the asana that I'm going to be covering today is known as the Ekapada Rajakapottasana, also known as the pigeon pose. Now this is a deep hip opener and a back bend, so I will show the various progressions that you can adapt to and the final possible pose. The only props that I will be using is just a block and a strap to show how you can get into the full posture, and the block is required if your hips are completely not open and laying flat on the mat as you approach this asana. So let's get started. To get into this pose, we are going to start with the downward dog pose. It kind of helps you open up the legs even better so you can approach it more easily. So get onto your fours, kneeling. Just tuck your toes and lift your hips off the mat. Just lift your right leg up, inhale. And as you exhale, bring the knee between the palms, turning the feet towards the right side, bringing it forward. Now, slowly approach, placing the back leg completely on the mat. The most important being the foot of the leg, the left leg behind, is pressing flat into the mat or the floor. The moment you press that foot into the mat, you will see that your thighs will be slightly elevated and they won't be digging into the mat and giving you a little bit of comfort there. Now you can adjust the top foot and you could curl the toes inwards facing towards the leg, so that kind of relaxes this muscle and helps it open up even better. Now, one of the best ways to start off here and do a little bit of warm up by folding forward. So if possible, you can try this. If not, it's absolutely fine. So just slowly place your palms in front of you and fold completely forward. Again, resting head if possible, otherwise just relaxing here. Stay here for a few breaths. Kind of helping get into that folding action and opening up the hips even more. Now slowly I'm going to take my hands back, or you can place them on top of the right knee and arch your lower back a little bit and look up. Now even if you can do this much, it's absolutely fine. For me today, the hips seem to be fine. They're on the mat. If your hips are not completely on the mat, place this block under your hips. I'll show you how to do that. And then we continue to stay in this position. So the final position is done by bringing the back leg towards you and then arching up. So as you inhale, bring the back leg. If you can, just wrap around the leg like this, placing your elbows, your feet in the elbow, the left elbow, and then holding here. Now this is again one way to get into the pose as a beginner, and if this is difficult to achieve, always use the strap. I'm going to use the strap to get into the final pose. So use the strap to lift it and bring it closer to your head, as close as possible. Now instead of the strap, if you want to try practicing this, you need to hold a reverse grip on the feet, which means you use the thumb pressing into the sole of the feet and the fingers, and then that will help you reverse your elbow to lift it up and pull it towards you. What I meant is this action. So that way you're able to lift the elbow up and pull the leg even closer to you. I have not been comfortable doing that. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm just going to let it stay here. And to get out of the pose, just push your palms into the mat and use that to lift yourself away. Staying on fours again here, one thing that I like to do is a quick stretch before I move to the other side. I do something called as toe taps. So just extend the right leg behind, press the toe into the mat, push the heel away. You will feel a good stretch near the groin, near the upper thigh. Doing that on the other side as well. Place the left toe behind and then push the heels away, stretching. If you would like to go stretch a little bit more, you can always keep the toes outside or the other side, crossing over the other leg as well. So this also gives a good stretch before you move out of this pose or switching over to the other side. Now switching over to the left side. I am just changing my direction so you can see it better. So again, from kneeling, tuck your toes, lift up. Inhale, lift the left leg up. As you exhale, bring it between your palms, turning the lower leg and placing the feet parallel to the palms. Now slowly explore extending the back leg, ensuring that the back of the foot is pressing into the mat. Now you can see that on the left hand side my hips have not cut completely down to the mat, so I am going to use the block. You can place the block such that your hips, the left hip is resting and it is not uneven and trying to push my weight to the right side, or in an effort to get the left hip I'm moving to the left side. So placing the block or a cushion kind of helps center the hips. This is just till you figure out how to open the hips. Some days it might, some days it might not, depending on what kind of warm-ups you have done. So staying here, just folding forward a few breaths. Remember to curl your toes in the front leg. Kind of helps relax the muscles even more and helps open up the hip. And ensure that the back of the foot is pressing into the mat so your knees are not having a lot of pressure, your back knee. Slowly walking back, just arching the back, gazing up, and then bending the knee and holding it. And relaxing. This side my hip is not laying flat. I'm not going to even approach the full bind or trying to hold the leg with even the strap. Again, like we did on the other side, let's just do a quick toe tap to release the stretch. Take the right leg back, place the toes on the mat, push the heel away from the leg. Repeat with the left leg, bringing the right leg back. And again, you can do the same thing by stepping outer or crossing over the left leg. And repeating the same thing on the left leg, outer, crossing over the right leg. So that was Ekapada Rajakapotthasana. Different variations that I mentioned. Slow, gradual approach, very intense hip opener. So please be careful when you get out of the pose as well as when you get into the pose, especially when you get out, because when you would have got in, your body would have opened up and tried to stretch those muscles and joints to get into that. When you release, if you don't release properly and if you don't do a little bit of stretches after that, you're most likely going to pull a muscle or have a muscle tear. So please be careful while you do this. Here's a quick recap of Ekapada Rajakapotthasana's modifications and benefits. Modifications, like I mentioned, please use a block under the hips if both the hips are not laying flat on the mat yet. Preparation, starting with the forward bend. Then just place the hands by the side or on top of the knee and do just the back bend. Only when you have progressed till here, then attempt to bend the back leg and then hug the leg. You can fully approach the bind using both the palms with the reverse elbow hold, and in order to practice that, you can always use a yoga strap or a belt or a scarf. Some of the benefits of this pose is that you can see that this is a very intense stretch for the hips, glutes, as well as the shoulders, and the chest also opens up because of the back bend. Because of the hip opener and the back bend, it can also relieve sciatica pain. This pose, interestingly, is known to release mental stress, because if you know the basic chakras or the energy centers in the body, the sacral chakra is around the areas of the hips, and this is the chakra that is associated with feelings, and most of our built up feelings and everything reside there. So this asana kind of helps release those stress and makes you feel better. Some of the things that you need to keep in mind while practicing is, if you have any sorts of injuries in your joints or surgery, your shoulders, your hips, knees, or even groin, please avoid. And if you have tight hips, you'll have to do some amount of hip openers like Baddha Konasana and open the hips a little bit more before you start approaching this asana. And hope this was beneficial. Namaste.